Hello there gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we're back with another review, and this time we're taking a look at Dirt 5, Codemaster's first cross-generation release for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and a Stadia version due in 2021. The version we're looking at today is the PS4 version of the game running on PS4 Pro. Dirt 5 is, in a word, brilliant. And, despite me already getting this version of the game at no cost, for review purposes, perks of the job, Codemasters has earned my purchase on the Xbox Series S, the only next-gen console I've managed to pre-order. Bloody scalpers. Before we carry on with this review, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and don't forget the bell icon too, so that you're the first to know when we've got new stuff. Cheers my dears. I've spent the last few days abusing Dirt 5's car collection. I've thrown Mitsubishis around mud tracks in China, I've spun out a Ford Mustang on the frozen river of New York City, and I've used a Skoda as a makeshift battering ram, because that's all Skodas are good for anyway. Dirt 5 offers a great variety of stuff to do with a deep career mode that I am admittedly not yet done with, online multiplayer with a bunch of game modes, as well as free play and time trials. The big addition to Dirt 5 is the introduction of Playgrounds, a brand new mode where user-generated content takes centre stage. Whatever it is that you're looking for in a dirt racing game, you'll find it here, and then you'll find some more, because Dirt 5 is full of stuff to do, unlock and collect. I took on the career mode first to get a taste for this new narrative career where Troy Baker and Nolan North are the stars, alongside the Real Life Donut podcast. I'll tell you now, I didn't give a hoot for it. The podcast host is flat out annoying with his over-enthusiastic delivery, while Troy Baker delivers his usual lazy charm, which doesn't work on me. Unlike Codemaster's F1 2020, where the narrative is played out with actual cutscenes, this is all voiceover and not all that engaging. Unless of course you're a fan of the podcast in real life, but I'm not. I'm here to race and trade paint, not listen to grown men trade pleasantries. The racing is top notch, and it's exactly what we've come to expect from a Dirt release. High-speed thrills, big dirty drifts, and an escape from the realism of other racers. Dirt 5 leans more towards arcade racing, with its handling being quite forgiving, even encouraging you to throw caution as you go barreling around hairpins with the handbrake pulled hard. It's satisfying, and it feels great to overtake a rival by pulling off a sexy drift and splattering a heap of dirt on their windshield. Not so great when it happens to you though. I know that for many fans of racing games, the amount of cars matters. There are more than enough motors here for you to run around in, and you'll unlock them by earning cash during races, as well as through sponsorships which can offer extra bonuses. No, you're not getting everything handed to you on a plate, though the cash does flow freely, and I never felt like I was being forced into a grind to get the cars that I wanted. That being said, I am not fussy when it comes to which cars are in a game. I tend to find a handful that I feel really comfortable racing, and then I just focus my time on those, rather than trying to collect them all. There just aren't enough hours in the week for me to take on such a challenge, but I am very jealous of those who do manage it. Career mode isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. Rather than being forced to take on races that you don't enjoy, you're free to choose your own path. The career screen shows the different events that are available, and it's your choice how you progress. The progression is a little similar to Drive Club, in that you get a number of stars for each race, and further races are unlocked as you collect enough of them. So you might find that you'll have to go down a previously unexplored career route to boost your numbers up, but for the most part, I didn't feel like I was being restricted, and it never felt like the game was pulling me along only to send me backwards. I didn't really get that involved in the online multiplayer, it's just not for me. But I did get stuck into Playgrounds, and this is where the longevity lies, at least for me. In Playgrounds, players can create their own maps and share them with the community. I'm a taker, not a giver, so I'm happy to let the more talented people make stuff for me to play. At the time of this review, Playgrounds already has a lot of user-generated content, with most of it being really good too. Obviously this will change as time goes by, but with a good rating system and the ability to add favourites, Playgrounds should remain a high quality place to play for a long time, and that's my hope. Now, I really want to talk about Dirt 5's graphics. As you've no doubt been able to tell in this video, Dirt 5 is a stunning game to look at, it really is, and this was all captured on PS4 Pro. I was blown away before I'd even finished my own race. The lighting, particularly as the weather changes, is simply brilliant, as are reflections. A lot has been made about the next-gen consoles and their ray tracing support to enable more realistic reflections and lighting. While Dirt 5 on PS4 Pro doesn't have that support, it still manages to impress. Just take a look at this track as an example. With Dirt 5 being a cross-gen release, we're seeing Codemasters nudging the bar just a little bit higher, and the results are great. Sort of. Dirt 5 ships with two different performance profiles, one that focuses on frame rate and another that focuses on graphical fidelity. With the frame rate mode, the game pushes for 60 frames a second, and for the most part, it manages it really well, but not without issue. While I do prefer the frame rate mode in Dirt 5, it manages it by dropping VSync, which introduces screen tearing. It's not unsightly by any means, and it's not a game breaker, but it is noticeable. I got used to it, mind you, and the big benefits like more responsive controls and snappier gameplay make up for this small shortcoming. With graphics mode enabled, you're getting 30 frames a second and what looks like a higher resolution, but honestly, this is not the ideal way to play, especially after sampling the goods that framerate mode has to offer. If I hadn't played in framerate mode, I probably wouldn't have been bothered, but I just can't trade in those extra 30 frames for a higher resolution or slightly fancier graphics. And honestly, I didn't even really notice much difference between the graphics with either mode. The game looks great in both configurations, but the framerate mode edges it out by delivering a much smoother gameplay experience and still looking great in the process. I've only managed to secure an Xbox Series S console at the time of this video. The PS5s were all bought up when Sony released the pre-orders in the middle of the night, and Xbox Series X isn't available here either. Still, Codemasters has earned my money on this occasion, because I will be buying Dirt 5 on the Xbox ecosystem to get that sweet next-gen performance, and I'll have Dirt 5 ready for PS5 whenever I can actually get my hands on one of the bloody consoles. But in the meantime, the PS4 Pro version of the game is a real stunner, and you shouldn't feel too hard done by if it's the only version you can get this year. And that brings us to the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing this game. It was fantastic, and I really am looking forward to the next gen version. I cannot say enough. If you did enjoy this video, please do us a favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, if you enjoy what we do, that is. If you don't, well, I'm sorry. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!